Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. No direction. Have you experienced this emotion and state in life where you feel so lost because you don't know where to go? You don't know where life is bringing you. And most of the time, we don't have any plans. Mostly, we just want to work hard. We want to enjoy more. Like what they said, party harder. So, this philosophy is just for gross materialists, those who are just focused in material life. But if you want to be in a mood of advancement in your spiritual life, we should think further. We should introspect beyond the material realm. Ano ba talaga yung meron pa after netong material life na to? Ito yung tinuturo ni Krishna kay Arjuna. As you may remember, this chapter is mostly focusing on karma yoga. Previously, it was discussed by Krishna na merong karma kanda, the activities where there is reaction for every action. Pero para maiwasan yun, we need to be in the karma yoga. Karma yoga means the actions should be connected kay Krishna, or better, to be offered kay Krishna. So let's read from the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 3, Text 10, Karma Yoga. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods, along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, "Be thou happy by this yagna," sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. So this is Krishna explaining yung nagkaroon ng creation, andito na yung mga demigods, andito na rin yung mga human beings, kasama sa create yung scriptures. And scriptures says in the Vedas na kailangan mag-perform ng sacrifice. Sacrifice is an offering, yagna. So this sacrifice will help the conditioned soul para ma-purify yung existence niya. Ito rin yung nagbibigay ng chance para makaalis siya sa material world na to and makabalik siya sa spiritual world. Come back to Godhead. So may manual. After ng creation, kasabay kagad yung scriptures. Kung ano yung directions or instructions ni Krishna, paano maka-exit dyan. Just like yung prison. Nagkaroon ng prison kasi may mga souls na hindi nag-follow ng rules and regulations ng law. Pero may way paano makalaya, paano maging free doon. Either you finish yung sentence or magkaroon ng pardon if nag-behave yung isang prisoner accordingly, makakaalis siya. So that's the material world. This is like a prison to correct yung behavior ng isang tao. It's not the concentration camp na nalagay doon, like yung mga world war, diba? Lalagay yung mga tao doon para mamatay lang. No. This material world is just like the prison. Alis din talaga dito after some time. So, paano makalis doon? May guidelines. So, this is sacrifice. So bakit naging conditioned yung isang soul? Kasi na-influensya ng material energy. And also, because of that, nagkakaroon siya ng forgetfulness. Sino ba yung cause ng forgetfulness natin? Is just Krishna. I am seated in everyone's heart. From me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So yung forgetfulness galing din kay Krishna. Hindi naman niya binigay basta-basta yun eh. We desired for it. We desired na makalimutan natin siya. We desired na mag-enjoy tayo separately from Him. So kaya may scriptures para mabalik yon. Magkaroon tayo ng directions. Hindi tayo ligaw lang. Another is, ang ganda ng pagkasabi ni Prabhupada dito. The Lord created this material world to enable the conditioned souls to learn how to perform yagnas or sacrifices for the satisfaction of Vishnu, so that while in the material world, they can live very comfortably without anxiety. And after finishing the present material body, they can enter into the kingdom of God. So if walang connection kay Krishna yung ginagawa natin, it will be always we'll be always in anxiety. Kasi yung attachment natin sa temporary things is there. And we know temporary things is temporary, not eternal. Mawawala siya. Yung temporary things na yon, iba-ibang level din. May gross na mga bagay, may mga subtle, may mga attachment sa tao or sa emotions or sa position or yung mga intoxicating na mga factors like power, influence, diba, fame, beauty. So pag may attachment dito, nagkakaroon ka ng anxiety kasi hindi mo alam kung ano mangyayari next. Remember, hindi pa ganun katagal yung pandemic. Lahat nagkaroon ng threat dun sa mga positions, money, power, kasi hindi na naman mangyayari sa future. Nagkakaroon ng wake-up call na, hindi pala tayo in control. Hindi pala tayo yung ultimate cause and also the supreme controller. So if one is in illusion na siya yung in control, kapag nagkakaroon ng imbalance or hindi siya nagkakaroon ng unpredictable na situations na hindi siya very much in influence sa kaganapan or sa situation, nagkakaroon ng anxiety yung mga tao. So Krishna performed or suggested this performance, yung sacrifice. Sacrifice is a connection kay Krishna. Whatever one is doing should be connected kay Krishna. The demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. So this is just like a teamwork between the demigods and the human beings. Yes, the demigods could bestow a lot of material things sa humans and sa society. Hindi may iwasan yon kasi nangyayari naman talaga. It's like the whole ecosystem dito sa material world. May roles yung mga demigods. The demigods ng naka-assign sa wind, kailangan si Vayu, kailangan may sanction niya para magkaroon ng wind. Sa water, sa fire, si Agni, of course, dun sa weather, si Indra. Lahat yun, may sanction nila bakit nangyayari itong mga to. Even the seasons. If walang sanction nila, if walang sanction ni Krishna and walang sanction ng demigods, walang mangyayari ng mga ganitong elements or weather or seasons. Kasi lahat under ng isang personality. Ganun kaganda yung system na ginawa ni Krishna rito sa material world. So hindi natin maiiwasan talaga na may mga institution or even spiritual na mga institutions kasi creation talaga ni Krishna na mayroon talagang system. We cannot just be resistant na hindi, gusto ko free ako. Ayoko na may authority. We cannot just be um, whimsically living na kung ano yung isipin natin ay yung mangyayari. Wala tayong i-follow na authority. Yeah, pwede mong hindi i-follow siguro yung government. Hindi ganun kalaking sin. Pero of course, pag di mo finalo yung law, subjected tayo sa sin or imprisonment. Pero if a person will not follow the spiritual organization or system, hindi tayo makakatakas doon. First of all, the law of karma. Hindi ka makatakas doon. And there is also system ng ating spiritual institution. May mga gurus, may mga disciples. Of course, may system na nangyayari. It's part of it. Kailangan natin mag-follow sa one way or the other. The freedom that people are looking for is just an illusion. It's just like a different flavor ng poison. Alis ka sa ganitong sistema ng mundo, lilipat ka lang sa bagong sistema, feeling na free tayo. It's just like free gawin yung sense gratification. Ay lang naman yun eh. Ayoko ng ganito kasi ang daming higpit ng government. Lipat ka doon sa hindi mahigpit. Same. Alipin ka pa rin ng senses mo. O alipin ka pa rin ng isang society na fina-follow mo or even subculture. So the real freedom is may connection kay Krishna. Freedom from this birth and death. So kailangan natin isipin palagi yon. Sometimes ego lang na gusto natin tayo nasusunod. Pero hindi. One way or the other, kailangan natin mag-follow. Of course, we have to choose sino yung genuine na guru. Sino yung genuine na society na ipa-follow natin. Yun talaga makakapagdala sa atin closer kay Krishna. The demigods are doing their roles. Pero we don't have to directly worship them. We have to be respectful sa mga demigods. If you want to worship them, or if you want to pray to them, of course, we want to pray na bigyan tayo ng love kay Krishna. Bigyan tayo ng facilities para ma-practice yung spiritual life. Pero if you will pray para sa material prosperities, hindi rin masama, but of course, it could be another entanglement. Pwede tayong humiling uli ng isang bagay or ng maraming bagay na ikaka-entangle natin sa material world. Which is, di nga natin gusto nun eh. Gusto nga natin makatakas dun, di ba? But of course, if makakatulong naman sila, you could pray. Diba? Could you give me taste for chanting, taste for spiritual life, or para maging closer kay Krishna? Get the help that we need. In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yajna, sacrifice, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods, in return, is certainly a thief. So ito raw yung definition ng thief. We should reciprocate. This is the design ng material world. Kailangan tayo may reciprocation. So this sacrifice is an offering kay Krishna, kay Vishnu, and also masatisfy din yung mga demigods. But may mangyayari na mga fruits ng mga sacrifices na yon, or meron tayo na ambulan tayo ng mga sacrifice ng iba. If we don't offer it back to kay Krishna, back to Lord Vishnu, we are called thief. Kasi gusto natin mag-enjoy. Same with different activities or facilities or people around us. A devotee always thinks, paano ba offer siya kay Krishna? Hindi mo naman siya i-offer doon sa sacrifice, di ba? Diba, parang may mga horse sacrifice daw sa past, or may iba sacrifice ng goat. Hindi ka mag-sacrifice ng tao doon. So, para may offer yung preaching or yung service mo sa isang devotee para kay Krishna. Meaning, paano mo i-offer isang soul maging closer kay Krishna. Ganun yung thinking dapat ng devotee. Hindi pag may nakita kang ibang devotee, paano ko ba siya enjoyin? Paano ba ako kikita sa kanya? Paano ba ako mag-benefit sa kanya? Paano ba ako magkakaroon ng relationship sa kanya? mag-enjoy yung, kumbaga, um, sexual relationship or mag-enjoy ako para masolo ko siya or para ako yung owner niya. So, hindi dapat ganun yung thinking natin. Always, kung paano tayo mag-isip, dapat ng consciousness natin, paano natin offer kay Krishna to? The talents, the skills, yung mga friends natin, yung family. Everything is an offering kay Krishna. Otherwise, we will be like a thief. Binibigay ni Krishna lahat and our thinking is we want to enjoy. To be honest, nag-enjoy naman yung mga devotees eh. Compare mo yung lifestyle ng isang devotee sa outside world. Mas nag-enjoy talaga yung devotees. Para tayo kumain ng prasadam, para tayo mag-honor ng prasadam. It's not simple A lot of viands, ang daming ulam, kompleto, di ba? Minsan mas kompleto pa yung taste. Outside is just, they will just eat very plain. Tapos very simple lang din. Tapos they'll eat alone. Devotees, lagi may feast. Lagi ka may kasama sa table or sa hall kung saan ka nag-honor ng prasadam. Kahit malaki yung bahay mo, madalas yung mga tao, makain sila very lonely. Not just that, di ba? We always have a lot of festivals. We sing, we dance. We have a lot of associations. Yung iba, nag-travel. Pero under the impression, under the guidance, and also under the rules and regulation of service, we want to serve. Lahat nakakonekta kay Krishna. That's Krishna's reciprocation. You offer it to Krishna, and he offers it back to these devotees. Like yung prasadam. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others, who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment, verily eat only sin. So prasadam, if you offer it to Krishna, yung food, na-offer mo kay Krishna, magiging prasadam siya. And, gano'n siya ka-powerful? One will be released from all kinds of sins. Hindi mo na kailangan magkaroon ng maraming atonement para mawala yung mga sins natin. Aside from chanting, of course, andun yung Cheto Darpanam, cleansing ng ating heart. Pero even just by honoring prasadam, nag-cleanse yung isang tao sa sin, nagkaroon ng purification. Ganon ka-powerful yung prasadam. Bakit magiging ganon ka-spiritually powerful yung isang food? Kasi in-offer siya kay Krishna. Kumbaga pag na-touch ni Krishna, nagiging spiritualize siya. And of course, si Krishna is the supreme. Yung senses niya could function just like any other senses. Pwede siyang kumain through the eyes. Pwede siyang mag-impregnate through the eyes also, just like the whole creation, just by his glance, yung all living entities na punta sa material world, na-impregnate. So, hindi niya kailangan gawin yung katulad na ginagawa natin. You can only eat by your mouth, digest by your stomach and your digestive system. Si Krishna, no. Supreme siya. So, kinakain talaga niya yun. Binabalik niya lang din sa atin. And it will be prasadam. Prasadam means no karma. No good or bad karma. Even good, wala siya. And it's spiritualized, it cleanses us. Kaya very powerful yung distribution ng Mahaprasadam. Sobrang powerful siya. So, if you meet people, sometimes hindi mo siya mabibigyan ng libro or hindi mo siya mabebenta ng libro. Hindi mo siya makapasya ng Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or hindi mo siya mabibigyan ng service. But, if may prasadam kang dala palagi, simple cookies, simple fruits, pag nabigay mo sa kanila, they'll get a lot of benefit. They might not know kung paano nila, anong mangyayari sa kanila in the future, anong results nun. Only Krishna knows. But I'm pretty sure that's very powerful. Sometimes nakikita natin in this lifetime just by prasadam. Talaga na-change yung buhay ng isang tao. Nakikilens talaga siya. So, be mindful na meron tayo palaging ganitong weapon. Di ba? May tinawag nga silang iskon bulat. Yung gulab jamun. Kasi very powerful yon. Text 14. All living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yagna, sacrifice, and yagna is born of prescribed duties. So nagkakaroon na ng rain kapag inalaw ng demigods kasi may sacrifice. Actually, may traces nito sa Philippines. You can go to different places na nandun pa rin yung mga practice ng mga tribes. They worship Bathala para umulan, para magkaroon ng water yung fields nila. Ang daming ganitong practices, di ba? Iba-ibang culture, iba-ibang countries. Kasi galing siya sa Vedas. Kapag nagkaroon ng sacrifice na please yung demigods, magkapaulan sila. And from rains, doon magkakaroon ng grains. Sabi mo na, hindi naman ako makain ng grains eh. Lahat nag-subsist doon. So, even the animals, kumukuha rin sila sa grains. Then, of course, kapag ni-receive natin itong mga to, yung fruits of the mercy of Krishna, what we can do or what should we do is offer it back to Him. Pag di mo in-offer, you're a thief. So it's a cycle. Offer back kay Krishna as sacrifice, connected to Krishna, then demigods will be pleased. So, it's a cycle na kailangan natin gawin. The idea is we have to be regulated sa mga activities natin. Regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, the all-pervading transcendence is eternally situated in acts of sacrifice. The Vedas is actually from the breath of Krishna. Hindi siya ginawa ng isang tao. Sinulat siya, kinompile siya into books. But previously, it was passed down from teachers to students. Tapos, passed down from generation to generations. Pero originally, galing sa breath ni Krishna. Like we said a while ago, different senses ni Krishna could function just like other senses. Yung breath niya could pass down yung scriptures. So, ito yung guidelines. So, kailangan maging regulated yung activities natin. Regulated yung sleep, regulated yung food, regulated yung recreation, kailangan regulated din yung services natin. If hindi, pag nagkaroon ng imbalance doon, nandun ka lang sa sense gratification, may imbalance mo lahat, it will mess up our life. Magiging unhealthy nga eh. Imbalance mo yung sleep mo saka yung food mo. Magiging unhealthy ka, di ba? So same thing. In a macro level, yung buhay natin, kapag maraming irregularities, magkakaroon din ng sickness spiritually. So sobrang importante to. Working directions nga daw. Para yung work natin magkaroon ng directions. 16. My dear Arjuna, one who does not follow in human life the cycle of sacrifice, thus established by the Vedas, certainly leads a life full of sin, living only for the satisfaction of the senses. Such a person lives in vain. So vanity. Just being really selfish. At the same time, if one is not guided, not regulated, and lagi lang niya iniisip yung sarili niya, and yung activities niya is just for sense gratification, what happens is, puro sin lang talaga yung nagiging lifestyle niya. Bakit? Lahat ng gagawin natin sa buhay natin, may reactions, may karma, may sins. Kapag di mo kinonect kay Krishna, Magkakaroon ng sariling reactions yon para sa atin. So, pag wala kang connection kay Krishna, lahat ng activities mo may karma. Good and bad. So, yung life is surrounded by different kinds of sin. So, another reason or more reasons para magstay tayo sa material world. Hindi ka makaka-exit. One way then bakit may guidelines ng offering kay Krishna or karma yoga is to gradually be detached. This is Bhagavad Gita, the gradual detachment. Remember the cycle from the demigods, may pleasing demigods, may rains or may mga fruits na binibigay sa atin. Then we'll receive it and we have to offer kay Krishna. If in-enjoy mo yun, umalis ka sa cycle, karma uli yun. Pag-offer mo kay Krishna, may please si Krishna, may please yung demigods, ikot ng ikot. Pero nag-i-enjoy yung tao kasi in-offer niya kay Krishna, may fruits naman na nangyayari sa kanya, na natitira sa kanya. So, yung desires niya is unti-unting na-fulfill. Hanggang ma-cleanse din siya. And maka-exit na siya or magkaroon siya ng proper knowledge and power to renounce. Hanggang maka-exit siya sa material world. Compared to immaturely renouncing the work. Ito yung gusto gawin ni Arjuna. Remember, gusto niya umalis. Gusto niya pumunta sa forest para mag-meditate, not do his work. So, this is very instructive kasi hindi natin kailangan pilitin yung sarili natin to renounce kung di pa ready. It will be immature. And ano mangyayari? Lalo tayo magiging attached kasi yung contemplation natin sa object of the senses is there. Remember yung process of fall down na diniscuss natin. Yung contemplation natin, isipin natin siya, tapos andyan na yung attachment, andyan na yung loss, andyan na yung anger. Pag di yung makuha, bewilder na yung memory natin, delusion na tayo, hanggang mawala yung intelligence, and one falls down, babalik siya doon, mag-relapse siya. So gradual withdrawal means, andun ka, ginagawa mo yon, pero offer kay Krishna. May rules and regulation, ano lang yung pwede mong i-offer then. So kailangan natin i-connect family life, work, talents, skills, yung passion natin, kukonek kay Krishna. Ang ganda ng pagkakadesign ni Krishna sa mundong to. You have an exit plan kaagad. Hindi ka nilagay dito para mabulukan na lang. Eternally. May way. So, it defeats the philosophy sa material world na work hard and party harder. It means just work hard because yung stress ng isang tao is bad stress while working. Hindi niya alam and hindi niya gusto yung ginagawa niya. And in the weekend, party harder para makalimutan niya lahat ng ginawa niya the whole weekday. May good stress daw siya. So, nakita natin yung mga tao ang daming hobbies. Walang problema doon. It's recreation. It's like we call mini vacation. Pero pag yung mga hobbies na to will eat up all your consciousness na inisip mo buong araw, na-addict ka na rin doon, just another flavor ng poison lang din. Para takasan mo yung another duty mo. So, it doesn't make any sense. It's just like a cycle. So, yung mood dapat ng isang devotee is serve hard. Diba? Serve ka ng hard. Talagang todo mo yung service. Work hard, diba? Then kirtan harder. Diba? Serve hard, chant harder. Mas kailangan natin yun. And it's the perfect balance. It's spiritualized. And don't get me wrong, ang ganda ng party ng mga festivals ng mga devotees, di ba? Saan nakakita noon, mayroong mga shower of petals. Parang yung mga demigods bumaba rito tapos, di ba? Nag-shower tayo ng petals. You don't get that anywhere. Pag nakita mo yung devotees kapag nagka-party sila, they're like, really high. Spiritually high. So that's our episode for today. Work hard, party harder. And we say, serve hard and kirtan harder. It is very instructive then kasi should not escape. We should not also not work. Because all the works na sa paligid natin is to help us maintain this body for us to perform spiritual life, spiritual activities and services. So bawal tayong tamarin talaga. Bawal ka mag-procrastinate. Better, kailangan mong kumilos ng kumilos. In that way, mas mapipurify tayo. Masasolve yung mga desires natin as long as nakakonect siya kay Krishna. So don't forget na i-connect palagi yung buhay natin kay Krishna. That is a secret. That is yoga.